Now, the National Security has ordered the closure of an Islamic Learning Center at Nambagla in the Savalego municipality of the northern region. The order comes after armed security personnel last Friday raided the school and arrested 33 suspects, including the founder and spiritual head of the center. Sources at the National Security confirmed to JoyNews the operation followed months of security surveillance on the activities of the founder, who is being accused of having direct links with suspected Islamist militants in northern Nigeria and the Sahel. The sources, however, indicate 27 of the suspects have been released, while 4, including the sheikh himself, are being detained for further investigations. Correspondent Ilyasa Tanko visited the community and has filed this report.
This is the Islamic Learning Center here in Nambagla, where operatives of the National Security carried out a covert operation leading to the arrest of some 33 suspects, including the founder and his followers. The center is just a squalid environment typical of nomadic settlement with no electricity and running water, found at the western outskirts of the village. These mud structures and makeshift facilities made with dry grass and hay serve as the classrooms where lessons take place. This is a popular madrasa in the area where learners from across West Africa come to study under a top Burkinabe sheikh named Ahmed Deko. On a normal day, the whole place is filled with activities of Islamic teaching and learning. Today, the place is virtually empty with only a panic-stricken women and children. They were left behind last Friday when armed personnel of the National Security raided the settlement and arrested almost everybody they met. One student, who identified himself only as Idrisu, says he's been studying here for 6 years now, and although he was absent when the security forces came, the incident has brought fears. I wasn't around when the incident occurred, but I'm a student here. I've been studying here for 6 years now, and this is our first time of witnessing this, and this has brought fears here. JoyNews sources disclosed that this sheikh and founder of this center has long been a target of the Ghanaian security surveillance after he was first arrested in Tamale for allegedly collaborating with suspected Islamic jihadist organization in neighboring countries. The sheikh has also been accused of attempting to form a radical Islamic movement in the area. The sources said the raid came after the security intercepted communications between the sheikh and suspected terrorists in Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and Mali. JoyNews has learned 27 of the suspects, who are mainly learners, have been granted bail, while 4 teachers, including the sheikh himself, remain in custody for further interrogation. The security has ordered the closure of the school and repatriation of all students from neighboring countries. The residents of Nambagla say they are shocked about the development. They describe the sheikh as a revered Malam who has been teaching Islamic education in the area for 2 decades now. We hired them to take care of our cattle, and we have never been aware of any criminal records regarding them. We also know they are Islamic teachers teaching these children they brought from elsewhere we don't know. So we are really surprised by what happened. We have lived together peacefully for more than 20 years. We have never suspected them, and they have never been involved in any suspicious activities, not even armed robbery. Their arrest, therefore, has come to us as a surprise. And we are scared because we know terrorists are bad. We see how they are destroying other nations, so we are in fears now. This is our first time of seeing something like this about them, and so we are waiting to hear what the security investigation will find about them. Until then, we cannot make any opinion about this incident because we don't know them to be bad people. Ilyasu Tanko reporting.
Let's get more on this and speak with our correspondent, Ilyas Tanko. Ilyas, so what more do we know about the school?
Well, we know that the school has been in operation for 20 years now, at least according to the residents. And it's a school where learners from across the West Africa come to learn Arabic education or Islamic education. And as we speak right now, the facility, we understand, has been shut down. Yesterday I was there. In fact, I met only little children and women. And the whole place, as we speak right now, is virtually empty. We understand that the facility, as I speak to you right now, is not in operation as we speak.
So who are these four who have been detained? We're told the Sheikh himself is one of them.
Yes, the Sheikh is one of them, and the three others we understand are teachers of this particular facility, and they have been with the Sheikh, like I said, for some time now. Our sources at the National Security indicate that the Sheikh has been a target of the Ghanaian security surveillance, and this particular operation was carried out after the security forces intercepted communication between the Sheikh and some suspected individuals believed to be connected to some terrorist activities in the neighboring countries, especially in Burkina Faso, Mali, and northern Nigeria. And so we understand that the security forces are interrogating him on that particular evidence that they have gathered. But 27 of them, who are mainly students, and they were, according to our sources, they were innocent. Yesterday, I was in that community when they were released, when they arrived in that particular community. And so as I speak to you now, the Sheikh himself, the name we are getting is Ahmed Deko. He, together with three other top clerics of the school, are currently in the custody of the National Security in Accra.
We heard in that video one of them saying that he's been in that school for 6 years. I want to find out what sort of training people get from that school.
Well, it's purely an Arabic education that they are being taught. They learn more about the Quran, and they also learn about the Islamic education. But what is striking, or what compelled, part of the reason that compelled the security forces to raid this particular learning center is the fact that they believe that this man, this Sheikh, is now teaching some kind of radical Islamic to these particular learners. And as I said earlier on, they had also intercepted communication he had had with some suspected jihadist militants. And we know also that he was first arrested in Tamale on similar charges, and he was released. And the communication that was intercepted, according to sources, was the Sheikh was actually telling these suspected militants that he is now on the radar of the Ghanaian security forces. And he was also asking that a WhatsApp or a social media platform that he was on, he should be removed because apparently the Ghanaian security forces are on him and they will be able to penetrate to this particular WhatsApp or social media platforms. And so largely these students come from neighboring Burkina Faso, and some of them are actually coming from Ghana, especially in northern region here. So they come there and they teach them Arabic studies or Arabic education in that particular area.
So how are the residents taking this? Are they confirming or denying these allegations?
Well, the residents say they have been living peacefully with them for about 20 years now. They say the Sheikh first came to the area as a laborer. They actually hired him to take care of his cattle. But he later on brought his family there, and subsequently he established this particular Islamic center or education center, receiving children from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and some parts of Ghana. He's actually, according to our sources, is actually a Burkinabe. He's a national of the Burkina Faso. And so he knows a lot of people that come from Burkina Faso, that bring their children from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and some parts of northern Nigeria to study Arabic education. And so the residents said that this is the first time that they have heard something like this about the Sheikh and his students. And so they are really, really surprised. And the fact that it is connected to terrorism charges and all that, they say they are very scared because they are aware of how terrorists are destroying other nations. And so they want the security forces to conduct rigorous investigation, do a lot of background checks to confirm or deny what they are hearing currently.
Elias Tanko is our correspondent in the northeastern region, and he's been bringing us updates on the arrest of the Sheikh in connection with terrorism. We'll be following this for you and bring you all the details.